middle chest, shoulder, squeeze. Hands, liver and spleen, front rib cage, front of diaphragm. Tuck the hands, go around the back side of the diaphragm on the back ribs, kidney area. Come back around to the front. Then go to the groin and inguinal region here, pubic region, groin, around to the back, sacrum and tail, lumbar, hip musculature. And then bring the hands around to the thighs, rub your thighs. Outer, front, inner, back, backs of knees right in behind there, sides of knees, fronts of knees. Use your tiger claws there to sort of get into those little nooks, those little crevices at the top, all around the patella or the kneecap. Find those little grooves. You might find tender spots in there. Keep that in mind for later, that you might want to just give those tender spots a little attention later. And then fold. Now we go down to our lower leg. So you got to fold at the hips, kind of like you're doing that forward fold that we do. Rub your shins, your calves, all the way down to the ankles. Giving the ankles a little attention. Again, tiger claw, little nooks and crevices of the ankle. Right, there's those protruding bones you want to get around and under and all of that. And then finally, we do this flow here. So the next little flow is we're down here. We go around the outside to the inside, come up the inside, all the way past the groin to the navel or belly button. Thumbs in the navel, trace around in a belt meridian line to the back of the spine. So your thumbs are touching your spine. That is your Ming Men, your door of life. Use your knuckles to rub up and down on the muscles to the side of the door of life. Then turn your palms onto your body and rub down the side, the outside backside, around the feet to the inner, come up the inner, all the way past the groin to the belly button. So we're back to the navel. So get all the way to your belly button. Belt meridian to Ming Men. Up and down, clearing congestion. Palms onto the body, sweep. Down, around, come up, and do it again. So get that flow. Around, up and down to clear congestion, and then flow it. Down the outer backside. Around and up the inner front side, and then around twice more. Yang channels down, yin channels up, belt meridian. So again, Gary, make sure you're going down the outside, up the inside. So down the outside, around the feet to the inner, up the inside, past the groin to the navel. Yep. Around, up and down, and then down the outer backside, around to the inner front side, navel. All right. And then a similar thing with the arm. Sweep up the outer arm to the shoulder, turn that palm up, sweep down the inner arm off the fingertips. Turn the palm down. So go up the outside of the arm, turn the palm up, down the inside and off the fingertips. Do that a few more times. Up the outside, down the inside. And eventually you can get that to where it flows really nice. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and go off the fingertips. So notice what I'm doing here when I'm going off. But I'm going off the palm. Up the outside, down the inside and off. 1, 2, 1, 2. Switch sides. Up the outer, turn. Up the outside, turn. Good. One more. All right. Sitting at the edge of your chair, let's just take a few breaths. Chin slightly down, crown slightly up. Feeling your central axis line. Relaxing everything around that central axis line so that you're not holding it, you're instead arranging it. So much of Tai Chi movement is this idea of arranging the body parts in an easy way to accomplish what you're doing rather than tightening up and doing something, right? That's what makes it potentially effortless to execute a lot of these movements. Just another 4 breaths. Gently open the eyes. Let's do just a couple of these basic movements here. Round the back, slide the hands forward, drop the head. Slide the hands back as you lift the chest, shoulder blades, elbows come back. Look. That's 1. Let's do 2 more. Sliding forward and around. You have 24 vertebrae, 7 in the neck, 12 in the rib cage section, 5 in the lumbar. Each of them, we want to get a little bit of movement. We want this loose quality through the vertebra, and it has to be something we do gradually, especially if you have, major tension in the spine. You have to just gradually induce movement again. Find the middle. Let's do our rotation. Again, same idea, 24 vertebrae. Each of them can rotate a little bit. Left hand slides forward, right hand slides back as you just turn the chest and head to look to the right. Reverse that. Turn the chest and head to look to the left. 2 more. Just inducing some nice gentle rotation. Can you execute it with less effort than you might otherwise? And we're back to neutral. Arms hang. Just a couple of these, very gentle. Lean right. Middle. Left. Middle. This helps us find center or middle by letting ourselves be off center here and off center over there. Now when you come back to middle, stay in the middle. And just consider what we've done. We've rounded and arched, we've rotated and we've leaned, all to be able to find center. All righty. Legs, let's just warm them up very briefly. So tilt yourself back so you're on your buttocks and that you can shift left buttock, right buttock, and feel that this buttock can lift and this buttock can lift. Now add to that chambering. So shift over, chamber, and now we push and return, and repeat that. Push, return. Just getting this expression through the heel and back, and expression through the heel and back. Switch legs, shift over, lift, push, and return, push, and return, push, return. 2 more. And return. Now, take this right leg out again, point, flex. Get the foot and ankle discerned. You're discerning what is foot movement. Invert, evert, what is that particular pathway there? Circles all the way around. One more, all the way around. And switch, point and flex. Invert, evert. Circles. Other way. And down. Make sure you scooted all the way to the front edge of your chair. Swivel steps. Lift the ball of your left foot. Turn on the heel. Turn knee and toes out. Now lift the heel. Turn on the ball of the foot. The knee falls in and the heel pushes out. So let's do just that movement a couple of times because this is the weird one. So the heel lifts and you're on the ball of your foot. Knee goes out, heel comes in. Knee comes in, heel goes out. Swivel, 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 swivel. One more. Now, from this position, lift the toes, open. Put the toes down, do that one again, the weird one. Lift the heel, knee comes a little bit in, the heel goes out, and then finally, fully open. Now let's walk it back in. Toe comes in, knee in. Lift the heel comes in, the knee goes out. Toe in, knee in. Heel in, knee out, and we're back to neutral. Out. Toe out, knee out. Heel out, knee in. Toe out, knee out. Heel out, knee in. Final time, open. So you should be at your maximum open here, like I am. And then internal. Heel comes in, knee out, external. Internal, external, and we're back to neutral. Let's do that on the other leg. External, the toe out, knee out. Let's do that weird one a couple of times. Heel out, knee in. Heel in, knee out. Heel out, knee in. Heel in, knee out. One more. Now, heel out, knee in. Now lift the toes. Toe out, knee out. Again, heel out, knee a little bit in. And then finally, hold open. Now reverse that. Internal. Heel in, knee out, external. Toe in, knee in, internal. Heel in, knee out, external. Neutral. Let's do it again. Walk it out. 1. Heel out, knee in. 2. Toe out, knee out, 3. Heel and knee out, 4. Finally, toe out, knee out, hold. Internal, external. Internal, external, neutral. One more. And we're back to neutral. Now, with the legs together, we won't get 5 steps out. We'll only get 3. External. Now, lift the heels. Internal. So the knees come in, the heels go out. Let's do just that weird one a couple of times. Heels in, knees out. Heels out, knees in. Heels in, knees out. Heels out, knees in. Once more, heels out, knees in. Now lift your toes, open. This will be your maximum probably. Then internal, external, neutral. Open, close, open. Close, open, close. One more. Very good. Now, Left hand on right knee, right hand on right thigh. This leg, bring it in close. Now we're going to put all that together. We're going to lift the leg, roll it open, set it down. So now we're here. Then we reverse that. It's got to lift, come sort of up and over and land. Again. So feel it from the hip. One more. And switching sides. Right hand on left knee, left hand on left thigh. Up, roll, out, land. Up, roll in, land. One more. And neutral. Do one of those flows. Groin, sacrum, sweep, and up. Great job. All righty. Now we're going to do standing up and sitting down. So the key to correct standing up and sitting down. Feet slide back. So this is an acute angle at the knees. And the first thing I think of is not up, but fold, forward, then push through the earth, and I'll stand up with ease. When sitting down, the first thing I think of is not back, or down rather, but fold in half. The butt going behind my heels, my head out in front of my toes somewhat. Then when I sink my butt, I can keep myself balanced. And there I am. And then sitting vertical. Folding and going forward. Pushing through the earth, rising. Folding and setting up this relationship. Then sinking and landing. And I'm sorry, there's some construction going on, so I'm not sure if you guys can hear that. You probably can. There's like some drilling or something. If it gets too bad, I'll change where we are. But as of now, hopefully it'll be okay. So up and sink. Two more. Notice you can do this without force, but more about just arranging. Like you just arrange yourself in that relationship. Same thing on the way down. You just arrange yourself in such a way that all the parts stay nicely related as you go through it. All right. Last time, stay up. Adjust my camera. Okay. Now get to your chair setup and be in a relationship where you have one leg very close to the chair and one leg away from the chair, and we swing loose. Important piece to this exercise is that the moving part is the thigh, not just the knee, right? And in a certain way, the knee doesn't move at all for this first exercise, swinging, swinging. Now, as you swing the leg back, do bend the knee, bring the knee forward, extend the foot out, and then swing. It's like a little bicycle sweep. Sweep, sweep, loose, free. Other way, swing forward, tuck, reach back, swing, tuck, reach back to a completely straight leg, swing, tuck, reach back, swing, swing. Let's switch sides. It's called a kobu. Hook, turn, and then face that way. Arrange yourself with your chair. Swing. Swing. Bicycle. Swing. 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 Reverse. Swing. Reach. 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 And parallel feet. Now, empty your right leg. Out, in, out, in. Can you get it to be sort of like it's floating, like air hockey? Like there's a pocket of air just between your foot and the floor. Then back up from the chair a little bit so you have enough room to take this empty foot and slide it forward, out and around and back. Slide it forward, out, around and back. And other direction. So back, out, around and forward. Back, out, around and forward. And middle. Other side. Out, in. Like a little pocket of air between your foot and the floor. Then forward, out, around, and back. Forward, out, around, and back. Forward. So someday you'll do these with no hands, right? That's how you'll add challenge to these exercises. Switch directions. Back, out, around, and forward. Back, out, around, forward. And set. All right. Lastly, we're going empty your right foot. It's empty, so it goes open, neutral, so they're parallel, closed. So the hip is closed here, the knee is a little bit in, neutral. Open, neutral, closed, neutral, external, neutral, internal. Now skip neutral and just go external, internal, external, internal. One more. And neutral. Switch. External, neutral, internal. Out, middle. And I'm recalling, I think it was Lance who was asking this last time. What do you do if you can't really turn out much or turn in much? And the point is, if you can turn even a nanometer, even if this is all your range is, just a little out, a little middle, a little in, a little middle. If you can do that, then you can do, that will eventually become a little more, 2 centimeters, 2 millimeters, whatever. So I'm showing these ranges because I can do them, and I also want to make sure people see what the potential is. But it is important that you know not to force things and actually to see the value of just doing that appropriate amount. All right, so that's enough of those. Shogun, wings, roll palms up and over. Settle, 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 hands just in front of the belly. So the point of this moment here is the balancing of doing and not doing. If we just do for the whole hour, that can be exhausting and the body just sort of runs out of gas. But if we periodically come to a moment of stillness, and then we get back to our exercises, that's more beneficial. Now, next exercise. First thing, shift your weight over to the right leg. Peel the left heel off the ground. So I'll turn sideways so you can see that. So this would be your first level of this exercise. Just lift the heel up. Put the heel down with no body weight. Shift over into that leg. Lift the other heel. Down, shift. right? So level 1 is just getting a little separation, back down, and changing the weight. The other thing you're teaching yourself is that you don't, when the heel goes down, you don't go with it and fall into the leg. You're discerning between down, shift, up, down, shift. So make that discernment. And then you just level up if you'd like to. Heel, get all the way to the tippy toes to where there's no weight there, but they're still touching the ground. Then back down, shift. Heel possibly to tippy toes. Back down, shift. Possibly one level further, separation. Yeah. So again, you're adding challenge to the same scaffolding that we're doing. And with each level up challenge, like if you eventually want to get like this, where you're going knee all the way up, all the way down, and then changing, then you just put your hand on a chair or a countertop so you can push your edges a little bit. So you keep yourself safe the entire time, but you challenge yourself. You got to challenge yourself, otherwise it won't improve. All righty. Now, moving to the next exercise. Get yourself arranged with your chair so that you are back from the chair. The chair is in front of you and to your right, let's say, if that's your right leg. It's my left leg, but things are usually backwards on the screen. So now, put that right foot out. You could have your hand on the chair if you need to, or it's just there if you do need it. Heel touching softly. Now just roll into that foot. Toes in the back foot stay touching. Rock back. Let's just do this a few times. So as we're doing this, you can have hands on chair or not. And you can also pay attention to, are you in fact getting to where there is 0, right? In this back foot. My toe hasn't left the ground, but it's at a 0. And same thing here. Am I at a 0 in my heel, or am I still sort of in it somewhat? Can I get to where I'm completely back here and 0 in the front? So this is level 1, and this could be your whole practice. Start with hand on chair, eventually go hand off chair, and get that discernment. Someday level 2, where lift, lower, shift, pause, lift, lower, shift back, pause, lift, lower, shift, lift, lower, shift back, shift. Level 3, lift and get the knee above the hip or chamber. Set that foot down. Shift. Back leg, same thing. Heel to butt, then knee forward and above the hip. Reach it back without putting weight in. Then shift. Level 3. One more of level 3. And level 1 as your transition. Level 1, kobu or hook step. Hook, turn, and face the other way. And then usually you got to take a step back or two to get the chair now in front and off to the other side. Put that inside with the leg close to the chair. Put that foot forward. Level 1, rock, 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 rock. Relax where you can. Notice where you're grabbing, holding, gripping. See if you can just soften, release. Then you actually get through the earth, and the earth can support you. Level 2, lift, lower, shift, lift, lower, shift. 3. Shift. Knee up above the hip. Foot reaches back, touches, then we shift. Knee above, down, shift. 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 One more. Kobu. Shift, hook set, turn, face. Back up a little bit more. So the chair is just within reach. Put that inside foot out there. The chair has to be that far forward because we're about to take a step. So shift, this back foot being empty, let it swing through in the heel touch, and then shift. Pause there. Shift back, swing that foot back, toe touch, shift back. That's level 1. Shift, swing, shift, pause. And if you're starting to feel somewhat confident, no chair, hands free. Shift, swing, shift, pause. Shift back, swing back, shift back, pause. One more, level 1. Level 2, be careful, this is where you might need that chair more. Lift, lower, shift. Now here we step up over a small obstacle and touch the heel down, shift. Back foot lifts, lowers, then we're shifting back. Now imagine there's something right behind your heel. You got to lift the foot up, tuck it, reach it back, and then we shift. Again, shift, oh, I'm sorry, back here, lift, lower, then shift, small obstacle, shift, lift, lower. Shift back, the foot has to go up, tuck, reach, and then back, lift, lower. So this portion is easier because we can see, and this is common. This part is very important right here. So as I'm lifting, tucking, and then I don't go back with the foot, I actually have to sort of tip myself a little forward to counterbalance. And then shift back. Now we're sort of exaggerating that currently. That's not how we walk, but there is that happening on the inside. This change of weight because everything's in front. And then when this foot goes back, we just don't want to go back with it. We want to stay where we are and get the foot back. And then reach. Level 3. Tuck. Down. Shift. Now this is just exaggerated. Knee above hip, foot out, down. Shift. Knee in front, we pause here. Reach back, shift. The knee comes up above hip and tuck and reach back, shift. Knee above hip. And again, knee above hip is just an intention. It's not something, if it's not healthy for you to do it today, don't force it, but just know that that's the goal, is to get this relationship here. Then the leg is free and loose in a very important way. One more. Switch sides. Kobu. Back. Just out of reach. Level 1. Wait for it, swing it through. Back, swing it back, shift. Don't be in a rush. You don't have to be on my rhythm. Just use me as the example of what we're doing. And then just get into your own zone. Go at your own pace. I might do 5 and you do 3. That's perfectly fine. Level 1 is just the most close to natural walking. It's just you. It's just you moseying around your space. Now, level 2, lift, lower, shift. Small obstacle. Up and over and land that heel softly. Then shift. Lift the back foot, lower the back foot. Shift back. Now the foot has to go up, tuck, reach. Then we shift. Up in front, down in front. Shift. Now, up, knee forward, foot forward, out and down. Shift. And then just back foot up, down. Shift back. Foot has to go up, knee bend to tuck it, reach it back without putting weight in that back foot, then shift back into it. Lift, lower, one more, level 2. Small obstacle, lift, lower, shift back, small obstacle. And back. Level 3, knee above hip if you can, or something close to it. It's where you probably need the chair. Then it's heel to butt, knee above hip, foot out, down, shift, knee above. Reach it back, shift. Knee above hip, foot reach back, shift. Knee above, back down, forward. Knee above hip, foot out. One more. All right. Now, this is where you need to find your runway, where you can have at least 5 steps or so, that you're going to walk forward 5 steps, backwards 5 steps. This is also where, if you're very unsteady, is where you might want your walking stick or your cane, because we're leaving the safety of our chair. And if you don't feel safe at all with this, just observe, and someday you will hopefully feel safe with this. Left foot is in front, heel softly touching, and we just walk. Level 1, swing it through, swing it through, swing it through, swing it through. And then we go backwards, safer, slower backwards. Swing it through, touch the toe. Shift the weight, wait for it. Swing it back, touch the toe. Shift, swing, shift, swing, shift, swing it, shift. Level 2, lift, lower. Now it's just small obstacles all the way. Small obstacle, small obstacle. Small obstacles back. So the foot comes up, tucks, reaches without any body weight in it, then we shift. And it's up, tuck, reach, shift. Up, tuck, reach, shift. Up, tuck, reach, shift. Level 3, or just stay with level 2, because it's kind of like level 2, it's just exaggerated. Knee up, foot out. Then it's just this exaggerated. And then we go back, where the knee comes above the hip and reach the foot back. Shift. The knee comes above the hip, reach back. The knee comes above the hip, reach back. And back. And together. Get yourself to your comfortable spot near your chair. Shogun, wings. Roll the palms up, Bend at the elbows. There's this folding gesture. That's a closing, a recentering, a resettling. The hands settle right in front of the belly button. Elbows are relaxed, soft. A couple of breaths here where we just let again, the narrative, the poetic story, is we let the chi out to play in our walking exercises. And then we tell the chi, okay, but remember, this is your home, your nest, your resting place in the belly. So you're not just out exhausting yourself, right? So here's your home. And then we go again for another round. So next exercise is the side steps. So once again, get to the end of your runway so that you got 5 or so steps available. And empty this outside leg, the one that's, your inside leg, I guess you call it. Slide it out and land it. Shift onto it. Now the outside leg is empty. Bring it in close. Change your weight onto that leg and step that other foot out. And then shift. Other foot's empty, step it in. So we're just sidestepping across the space. The key to this is staying in the right leg as the left leg steps, meaning you don't go like this, right? Because that's what we normally do. I'm doing it, right? Toy soldier walking, right? Instead of be here, step here, shift. Be here, step in, shift. Out, shift, in, shift. So it's this discernment of what's what, of changing our weight, changing our weight, changing. Let's go back the other way. Out with no weight, change. In with no weight, change. The other thing this one teaches us is that the changing of weight is somewhat sideways in movement, but not as much as we think, right? Because bring this left foot in. I'm not moving very much to my left. Mostly what I'm doing is allowing it to go down through the leg so that this foot is free to step. This one can feel like a lot of lateral movement because there is, but yet it's still down through the leg. But this one, close one, teaches us it's about going down so that this foot's free. Down so this foot's free. Down so this foot's free. And so that's one of the things we have to learn is how to actually let ourselves root. Let ourselves root. Not root ourselves, but let it root. That's a little trick there. All right. Now, that's enough side steps for today. Now we do our rotational steps. Again, this is where if you're very unsteady, you'll want a little walker, or a walking stick or a cane to go around with you. So now, I'm gonna start facing this way. We'll go to the right first. Empty the right leg. Turn it out. Remember this exercise. Remember this one. So that was all prepping us for this. Turn the right foot out, 90 degrees. Shift into it and turn your hips to match this right leg, and then bring your left foot parallel to the right foot. Now you should be facing 90 degrees or so to the right, or less. Empty the right foot again. Turn the right foot out whatever degrees you can. I think this was the one, Lance, you were asking about as well. You turn it out just the amount that you can, and then shift onto that leg intelligently. Bring the hips to match the right foot and leg, and bring the left foot to match the right leg as well. Then empty the right leg again. So you empty the right foot, it's ready to then turn out, however many degrees. You shift onto it, rotate the body, and bring the left foot to match. Empty the right leg again, turn it out. When you turn it out, ideally there's no weight. It's not here swiveled, and it's not put the weight into it. It's turn it out, and then shift, turn, bring it together, empty, and turn the right foot out. Shift, turn, and line up. When you face forward here, let's go the other way. So left foot, do another one of these. Turn out, neutral, in. Just remember that ability. And the next time you're out, stay out, shift and turn and reorient. Empty your left foot again. Turn the left foot out. Shift onto it, turn the body, and bring the right foot to match. Empty the left foot. So that's an event, is empty the left foot. Turn it out. That's another event. Shift onto it and turn the body. That's an event. And then bringing the right foot to match. That's an event. And then emptying the left foot again. An event. Turning it out. Shifting and turning. Bringing the right foot out. So let's go around to the right again and around to the left again. So first to the right. Turn it out. Shift and reorient. Empty right foot and turn it out. Shift, reorient. Next time you get around facing back to the start, go the other way. Now this next one is just kind of weird. So again, once you're back around to the front, watch me. So before we were turning this leg out, remember that we can turn it in. Now that we have it turned in, keep it there, shift onto it, and then reorient yourself slightly off to that left side. So the right leg, again, empty it and internally, sort of pigeon toe step, and then reorient and notice that you just turned another some odd degrees, 30 degrees or so, right? And then pigeon toe that right foot, shift and reorient. So we're making our way around by pigeon toeing and then shifting, which is a totally different brain experience, a totally different hip experience than the one we were previously doing. So now that we've gotten around once, let's go the other way. Left foot, remember, we had turn out, we had neutral, and we had turn in. From turned in, shift and reorient. Again, empty the left foot, pigeon toe it, shift and reorient. It's almost like a dance step. Pigeon toe, shift. Pigeon toe, shift and reorient. One more or so to get back to facing forward. Let's do it again, once more to each side. Right foot, internal, shift and reorient. Internal, shift and reorient. Once you make it around to the front, go the other way. Left foot, pigeon toe, reorient. This one is the most awkward, right? So if you feel like, why are we doing this? This is awkward. You're not alone, probably, right? But it starts to make sense here once you get back around when you put those two together. So go ahead and watch me. I'm going right foot, turn out, shift and turn and pigeon toe. And now I'm able to turn my body 180 degrees in just 2 foot movements. And again, right foot turns out, shift, turn, and don't just go to parallel, pigeon toe. And now I'm shifting and facing back to the front. Let's do that again to the right. Do it with me. Turn out, shift, rotate, pigeon toe, keep turning. And I'm reminded that this was the one where Kathy brought up that she fell down one time because there was this sort of thing happening here where there was the turnout and the body was sort of getting thrown right? Sort of throwing us off our center. Whereas think about it more like a pole going straight up and down, and you're just rotating around this pole. So the feet are just allowing me to turn as if I'm a dreidel or something, right? Or something else that just spins in place. My feet are obeying and complying to allow me to just turn in place. Let's go to the left next time you are back to the front. Left foot out, turn in place, pigeon toe, turn in place. So essentially, we shouldn't be leaving the little postage stamp that we're standing on. We should essentially be in the exact same place, just changing our orientation to the space around us. And the next time you're facing forward, stay facing forward. Shogun. Closing routine. Hands on your chair. There's a couple options to do here. So hands on chair, weight in the right leg, left foot steps behind, toe touches. I press the heel to get a calf stretch and a hip flexor stretch. Release, step. Step behind, press, feel the calf stretch, hip flexor stretch. Back to center. Toe, press the heel, release the heel, parallel. Toe, press, release, parallel, shift. Continue that a few more. Option, if you're feeling somewhat balanced, hands on the belly, stacked. Toe, press, release, parallel, shift. Toe, press. Now, an important piece to this one, if you can see me clearly, notice what I don't do. I don't do this. What I do is this. I stay in front, press, release. Right? So there's that where I'm staying here. I'm not coming out of that leg. I'm going back, here, here, changing weight, same idea. Toe, I stay in this leg, press, release, here. Let's just do one more each side. All right. Now, hand on chair, outside leg, turn the leg out, up, over top, down. Remember, we sort of did this when we were in our chair. We did the top half of this. Over the top and in. Now we let the leg dangle so we can just rotate it externally. And do that again. So it's an out to in circle. Switch sides. Kobu, turn, turn. Leg turns out, raises, rolls in, dangle, turn out. Turns out, knee comes up, knee comes over the top and in, dangle. So the key is down here when the leg is straight to turn the leg out before I try to lift it up. Meaning you see my toes, right? So out. Then from here, all I do is lift and the leg's already out. And then I bring it in and drop it to a dangle. If I try to lift it from here, it's all awkward. Turn it out, then lift up over the top. Then it's just smooth. Like that. All right, and then switch sides, Kobu switch. Now, swivel, bring the knee across, open, down. Swivel on the ball of the foot, swivel, bring the knee across, and open, down. Swivel, open, swivel. So it should be your outside leg, right? So that you have room to come across and open. Swivel, across you, right? So if I was facing you straight on, the knee's not just going straight up, it's going across, open, down. Swivel. Swivel. All right, switch legs. Swivel. Across, up and over, down. Swivel. Cross, up and over. So we're doing the connect the dots version, right? So hit all the dots. 1, swivel. 2, knee across you. 3, up and over to the outside. 4, back down to dangle. 1, swivel. 2, across. 3, up and over. 4, dangle. And then you can polish that over time. Swivel, cross, up, over, down. 2 more. 1 more. All right. And then the last little deal here, hands on the belly or on your chair. If you need the chair, have it be your outside leg. Softly touch the ball of the foot and do this here. So that's heel in, out. So it's from the hip, in external rotation, internal, external, internal, external, internal, like a shaking loose. You're just kind of shaking the leg loose, but not just haphazardly. You're rotate, 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 right? Switch legs. Switch legs. Now you've got this shake going. Now when the heel is in, lift it and bend the knee a little. Roll so that the heel is out and let it straighten. In, up, over, and out. So really, essentially, you're doing a ankle or foot circle like that. But it's got to come from the hip. Switch directions. Out, up, and over. The knee is bent, the knee is straight. The knee is bent, the knee is straight. Bent, straight, bent, straight, bent, straight. And switch legs. Bent, straight, bent, straight. So in and up, out and down. Other way. And hands on the groin, pubic region there. Trace over the hips to the sacrum and tail. Rub the hip muscles, back muscles. Then stick the booty back, slide the hands down the outside, around the feet to the inside. Remember, this is the one we did when we were sitting. We come up to the navel, trace around the navel, Ming Men. Palms onto the body. Got to sit the tush back and down to safely slide around and up to the navel. One more. Ming Men. And Yang channels. Yin channels. And finally, the arms. The arms, the same thing we did earlier. Up the outer, turn the arm palm up, down the inner and off. Up the outer, down the inner and off. And switch. Do the other arm. So you don't switch each time. You do one arm about 5 times. And shogun, wings, roll, settle, settle, settle. Seal, one hand over belly button, other hand over that hand. And Taoist bow. Grab the thumb, fold the hand. Thank you, everybody. Very nicely done. Have a seat, comfortable. We can chat for a second. If you have any thoughts or questions, if you have somewhere you got to be, feel free to just wave your hand and leave. You can always email me questions as well. And in fact, I do need to get everybody's email address so that I can make sure to be able to tell people when I'm out of town, like it may have happened last week. So